So you're standing there and you look confused. You're really troubled. You're really bothered because there's someone else, another person, standing just a little ways from you, and that person is doing something, right? And they're not bothering you. So what you say to your close people around you, you say, there's something wrong with that guy. He's weird. Is he? Is that person weird? Simply because they're standing somewhere, minding their business, they're not bothering you. Today we're going to talk about disturbia, right? Disturbia and intention. Because when you have a disturbed mind, you don't know what's bothering you. What's that thing that's making you want to gossip or slander that person or hurt them or harm them because of their difference. You know, the differences of who they are versus you. Okay? They're standing minding their business. They haven't touched you, haven't bothered you. But you just can't stop obsessing with these people. And you wonder what that is. I'm going to tell you what that is, folks. I told you a while back that I don't really, I understand and appreciate clinicals on some level, but I don't really, when I get to the fine meat and potatoes of everything, it comes down to something higher than this third dimension, right? When you talk about people who are willing to do things to you because they have things in their heart, then that signals their intention, right? That's all connected, the intentions of a person. Right? So the reason why you seem troubled in your own minds is because it's not it is your mental condition. Your mental condition, there could be some technical reasons. We could use your genetic thing. We can look at that. We can say that your parents were crazy. We can say that, you were influenced by society, all these factors and stuff. We can say those things, and yeah, they may have some grain of truth or merit to how they affected you. But on a bigger level, your conscious mind is clouded. The world that you live in, the people that you're all around, the conscious things that you all, embellish. These are things that are of demoniac, activity. You watch something on TV, you don't realize that, deep there's a hidden message somewhere that's leading you somewhere. The covetous behavior, the go-getters, the bullshitters, what I like to call them, but the go-getters, so-called, step on you, step on your neck for something I need, that type of mindset, right? Everyone in the world seems to embrace the idea of these mindsets. So when you find a person in the world who's peaceful, who's not bothering you, it disturbs you because they're not doing what you're doing. But if all of you guys are demoniacs, maybe that person isn't one. And that's why you're disturbed. Okay? So your intentions are based on the fact that you have a distorted, clouded consciousness. Right? What is up is down, and what's down is up. Right? Bad things are good to you. Right? Gossip and all kinds of foolishness, that is a great thing to you. Because you can find so many other people in this world who literally think just like you. Now, when you get on a level where you're really analyzing this on a much bigger level, you realize that the majority of people in this world, whether consciously knowing or unconsciously knowing, are part of this mechanism of foolishness and evil. So when you talk about the end of the world destruction, you have to factor in that most people aren't going to the heavenly places. You have to think about that, folks. Whether you held a gun or whether you were part of the lynch mob crowd that supported that person with the gun, you are still the same, right? On bigger levels, it's all the same energy, your actions. Let me give you an example. I come out of my house, I jump in my car, and I have full well intentions of running someone over. So I go around the corner, at neck-breaking speeds, and I see someone and I step on the gas and I run that person over. My intentions was to smash that person with the car, kill him, right? Now, I could come out of the house, same fashion, rushing or something, not paying attention or something, get in my car, doing the same thing and run someone over by accident. And the end result is actually identical, right? The person is dead, right? They're hurt or something. So your intentions, right, and you know, and your mistake is the same on some level, right? But when you look at it on another level, you know, what you had in your heart, why you wanted to hurt a person, is really behind demoniac energy. That's what you guys don't get. You know, when you're talking to someone and you're willing to blindly follow a human, that's why I say I don't really care if you guys believe me or not, because, you know, I deal with higher authorities. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about of this world, right? I ultimately know. I know that God is literally the reason for me having breath in my body, the life force in me, right? So disrespecting God is thinking that you have the power, when literally you are being, you know, awakened every morning by that force. That is God, folks. Okay? I always talk about this now because, like I told you, since I've been delivered, you know, it is my duty, literally, to inform you guys. If you don't want to listen, then you're just part of the lot who will perish one day. This is what I'm talking about. The majority of the world doesn't want to hear this stuff. You guys think that, you know, when you think about getting close to God, you think about there's some type of ceremonial thing you have to do consistently and stuff like that. And it's always good once you connect to God to do certain things to show your appreciation to God. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, you know, it has been put in such a way that it makes it seem difficult. God has everlasting love, right? The love for you is why you live every day, even when you're an asshole. See? God is doing something for you, even though he knows you don't appreciate it. See? Your attitudes and your minds about who you think you are why you do the things you do. Intentions. You know? When I talk about the workplace, because as an adult, as a human adult walking this earth, you know, most of us have to work somewhere. And when I worked somewhere, I had to go to a job, and that put me directly in the line of fire of demons and all kinds of stuff. And I would consistently get these days where I would mind my business, try to do my job as best I could because I was devoting the work to God, and go about my day. But you had that person that wanted to stalk you. You had that person that wanted to watch you all the time, and you couldn't figure it out at first. Why are these people so obsessed with me? Because they have demons in them, folks. See, the demons are using that person. That person is just an empty house. The demons are just occupying that person, using them as a vehicle for things on this earth. So when you're with God, the demons obviously can see that you're with God. They can see that. That person can't see. They're just a basic third-dimensional human. But the demons inside of their consciousness can see who you are. So you're going to be a target, and they're going to use that person. If they got to run that person off a cliff, if they got to run them into a wall to accomplish something, they'll do that because they're expendable. You guys are expendable to demons, right? You have to hold on to God, people, right? Once you see God is real. I would be a fool, a complete fool, if I did not acknowledge God every day. When God has presently shown himself to me. We walk this earth and we hear all of these things and, you know, and these stories and stuff, and you know, we think it's all, you know, mythology or something. It is actually true, folks, right? The great sun, okay? The great sun is a real being. The moon and the earth and all of the other gods in the heavens are real beings, folks, that you can actually see. But see, when you have a consciousness that's clouded and you don't believe, what point would there be to show themselves to you? See? And all of that connects back to God, because God is the ultimate authority in everything, always, over everything. For anyone who's walking this plane of existence thinking that they're in control, you are literally a fool, and you will figure out your fate one day behind that ignorance. You know? When you see someone at your workplace, you know, and you try to set something in place on the job so that person can have a hard day or something, or, you know, just little things, because in your heart, you went to sleep the night before and you tossed and turned. You weren't thinking about good things. Your whole mindset, right? Your whole conscious mindset was wrapped around trying to hurt someone. God is watching you do this stuff. But because you don't believe God is real, you think you've gotten away with something. Okay? When you stand before God one day and God looks at you and will ask you questions about who you thought you were. You know, some of you people donate money, some of you people, have these little charities and stuff. And God is always around. God is in you listening to what you're saying. So when you're doing something, trying to get money from the public, or whatever you're doing, when the intentions in your heart don't match up, God knows that. You can't hide. You can say what you want out of your mouth. You can say, hey, God, I gave to the homeless. I did this or that. But if you were doing it for a photo op, God knows that too. See, the intentions of something is all the same. On higher levels, higher beings don't operate in lower emotional level, on lower emotional levels, right? In hellish worlds, beings operate on lower emotional levels, just like you. So the demons in you are really pretty much the same, okay? You guys don't get that. So when there comes a time of reckoning, you have to understand that you will be a part of that lot for those reasons, whether you knew or not, right? You see what I'm saying? You'll follow people on this planet, and you'll let yourselves be led off a cliff, and you'll do all of these things because a man told you to do it. You'll pay taxes. You'll do all of this stuff, But then when God wants you to do something, because God is controlling you and those people, you say, I don't want to do this. But you do like to be followed. I mean, you do like to be a follower. So when you think about God setting up a world where you have no choice but to follow his way, don't get upset about it, because you're doing it now. You're literally following the ways of the demons in every way, and you think it's okay. See, you have no idea that there are things in place, like I always keep saying, that are literally designed to lead you off a cliff. Literally. In the technical world that you live in, the third dimensional reality that you're living in, there are things in place to get your souls. Your souls are not third dimensional. You see what I'm saying? That's why you guys don't understand the value of who you are. If you knew who you were, it wouldn't be so easy to manipulate you. Right? If you knew who God was, if you could see God, you would literally know that he is the ultimate authority. Do you really think that I fear God incredibly? Right? God is loving. I fear him. God has extreme power, folks. Okay? The sun bows at the feet of God. The sun literally could flatten your heads anytime he feels like it, folks. And he doesn't do it because he's doing a duty to the Most High. Right? Shining light on your world. You guys, keeping you warm and insulated. Mother Earth, same thing. They're all connected. So you guys don't honor the gods because you don't appreciate it. You walk around and think this is your world. Right? The ultimate sins. So everything you do in this world, right? The squeeze you put on other people is all propagated by the demons. And you guys go along with it and think it's the greatest thing. Because, if someone gave you a trinket, which was nothing, some money or some status or something that you thought you had, you thought that exalted you over another person. And that never does. Okay? At the end of the day, you're just a human being living in, a soul, right? Who has a super soul, and you're living in a third dimensional plane of existence. This is not the only place, right? This is just one stop. You've been to many stops, but you have no idea of the reality of that thing. That's why I told you the science of God is reality. Okay? A man will tell you that if God comes to you, ignore him. Are you crazy? Are you freaking out of your mind? The breath of body in your life is God's force. So if you're going to deny God, if he makes it a point to come to you, that is a special thing. That is a great thing. That's the greatest thing you've ever seen in your third dimensional bullshit lives. Ever. The tragedy is if you see God under these circumstances, and it wasn't due to your devotion, you're gonna pay for something. You see? And that's going to happen. I don't have a time frame, folks. You know, these are heavenly beings. They operate on their time frame. There is no time in their realm. But as sure as the sun is shining on me right now, God is real. And if you have God, you have no need for foolishness in your consciousness. You know, I walk this earth on a daily basis. I walk by people every day. I listen to conversations in passing and stuff. And all I hear you guys talk about is a football game and who did what and all of this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Your conscious minds are wrapped around foolishness. You don't have time to think about the things that are going to deliver you. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't believe. But what do you believe in? You believe in money, right? You know, I've seen some of these so-called, you know, I call them flockers because they get people to flock to them. Do their little, you know, sermons or whatever they're doing, and people are just pouring money on the stage and they're dancing in the money. And if you just even looked at that, it looks foolish. You see what I'm saying? That person clearly is a demon or something. Clearly. And you guys are blindly following and obeying. Not obeying God, but obeying a man who has to wipe their ass. Right? You know, who probably didn't put deodorant on. Who's probably a little musty or something. Like, I'm just trying to show you guys something. It's just like that. They're humans. They don't have any power. Power is living forever. Power is not having to breathe air. Power is controlling the reins. Power is controlling everything. That's real power. And within that power, they're doing that as a duty. The Most High has blessed them with that authority. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you folks? If the sun is real, God is most certainly real because the sun was taught by God. Now, in my blessing, God came to me, and that is why I know the sun. See, I'm trying to show you guys something. You know, when you talk about yoga, yoga is really a science. Yoga is real. But somehow I circumvented all of the processes of yoga because God came to me. Like I talk about that velvet rope. God took the rope up, and I didn't, you know, I haven't even practiced these things. But I am a yogi. By clear definition. If I'm dealing with the sun on a level where the sun is literally my friend, literally, the sun is giving me knowledge and everything, then what am I? Am I the only person who's walking this earth? And sometimes I feel like I am because I can clearly see you guys are just completely lost. Me saying this to you sounds insane. Why? I could tell you anything that's bullshit and you'll believe that. You see what I'm saying? The sun is real. You guys are literally know that your life depends on the sun. What makes you believe that the sun is just sitting there, some inanimate thing? I keep telling you that, folks. You're really stupid. And I loathe stupidity. The reason why I do is because it's like sitting on a bus, like I said, being in the back seat, and all of you guys are driving the bus. Somehow you all have a steering wheel and you're driving the bus, and I'm sitting on this bus looking at a bunch of fools about to drive over the cliff. So-and-so told us we can do this. So-and-so told us to ignore God. So-and-so told us it's not about, you know, going to heaven or hell. What? Someone can tell you that going to hell is okay, and you're going, yeah, that sounds great. See, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, because you've already been indoctrinated with hell itself, right? The devil is walking amongst you. The devil is you, folks, in many cases. So you think it's great to go to hell, not realizing that you're not going to get anything like you think. It's not going to be anything that you imagine. It's going to be much worse. Okay? The heavens are real. The heavens are where you want to be. Now, how do you get there? How does one get there? Okay? Does one have to be devoutly pious? It's possible, yeah. But I really believe, because I'm not a saint, folks, so I really believe that my heart, the way I look at this world, the things that I see are wrong, right? God saw that in me. Had to. I am humbly thankful to God every day for him blessing me and allowing me to know the great sun who shines on me every day. Do you guys know the sun? Y'all use the sun, right? Y'all benefit from the sun. Do you actually know the sun? Do you actually know the earth? You use the earth, you benefit from the earth. Do you actually know the earth? Do you know the moon? Okay? 3 heavenly bodies responsible for your total reality that you just don't appreciate on any level. But if you had the Most High in your consciousness, you would see God and you would see these beings. They are real. As real as the trees behind me, who also have a conscious presence. It sounds crazy, I know. But see, one day when the shit hits the fan, you guys will realize that everything I was telling you was 100% true. But it'll be too late. And that's the whole point. This story has already been told. Fools do not get wiser. You know, we've seen this. Okay? Somehow in your minds, you think that man is going to be able to stop some imminent disaster. Do you understand how easy it is to wipe you off this planet? You are literally just ants. Literally. Right? So you should be dutifully humble to God on every level. You should appreciate God for everything. Right? You should be appreciative of the blessings that the sun and the moon and the earth give you, because they have free will and they are doing it for God and within that free will. So when you get your free will, you say, oh, I don't appreciate the sun or the moon or the earth, nor do I believe in God. And that is crazy. Right? So you haven't fixed your hearts, but you're trying to do everything to defy God. See, it's sort of like that. What was that old biblical story about them building the tower? It's kind of like that, right? I'm just going to reference that. Okay? You guys are walking mechanisms of evil. You embody it in consciousness and in physical. Okay? You have never done anything else. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to circumvent God by thinking that you're going to create another moon, when the moon is an actual being. The moon and the earth are one. You are walking this earth. You're just an ant. Do you really believe that they don't see that? You understand what I'm saying to you? Because you don't believe the moon is real. See, I'm trying to show you something. Your ignorance. So you do what you want. We're going to try to make another moon. We don't have to acknowledge God in this, though. You see what I'm saying? So when you get what's coming to you, it will be just. You know, God has given you so many chances to show something to him, to show him that you're worthy of saving, but you're not. Okay? Am I trying to talk to you like I'm more righteous than you? Nope, I'm not. I'm just trying to give you the facts, folks, because I understand it on a certain level. That's why I don't subscribe to certain religions or anything, right? I went straight to God. Well, God came to me, and now I'm holding on to him as tight as I can, firmly as I can, because he's real. So how do you think I feel when I tell people that God is real? And they go, I think he's real too. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're doing some ceremonial shit. You're thinking it's just something you believe in. So you say, I got a right to believe in this, and you do too. And you got a right. No, folks. God is who he is. His science is what it is, right? It's not all of your different concoctions of what you want his science to be. It's only one thing. He's in charge. You don't think, if you don't believe he's in charge, then you're a fool. Right? Some of you people go to work and you have these things in your heart and you're evil and you're going to sleep at night not realizing you're being awakened by God in the morning. Even though you're evil, even though you have went to bed with evil in your heart, God still woke you up. That's like giving you a chance. But you guys don't even appreciate that. You see? So it's not going to stop. You know, you'll still have your bad days at work because you'll be forced to go into the populace and look at demons every day. People who are empty houses, who have self-esteem issues and who want to be validated so badly that, you know, the demon saw an open window. And so when you try to figure out why is this person so retarded or foolish or something, that's the word I'm going to use, disturbed is what I should say. Why is this person so disturbed? Because they have demons in them, folks. It's beyond medical psychology. Okay? It's on a higher level. When you boil it down, that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with demons. Either you're going to serve God or you're going to serve the devil. Most of you have already been bought and sold. You get it? You see what I'm saying? The people that are in charge and the power who have inherited money, They don't realize that their forefathers made deals with demons. And they are literally the products of that inheritance of that evil. Carrying on the tradition with blood money, with money that the devil gave them. It's just money. It's nothing. Right? The energy of God is everlasting. Right? You guys are, and it's not about me trying to hold something over you or talk better than you or something, because I'm not better than you. I breathe air just like you do. Right? You see what I'm saying? But the difference between me and you is my heart. See, I know who God is. I bow to God. I fall to my knees before the presence of God. And God has blessed me to see the heavens. Do you guys know what the heavens look like? You see what I'm trying to show you, folks? It's like I'm talking to the wall. Because if you haven't experienced it, then I guess it's not real to you. It will be real to you one day. I promise. I can guarantee you this. Okay? Let's think about that stuff. If you're doing this stuff, you got some time right now, but it doesn't matter, because in the end, we already know how this story is gonna play out. I love bad behavior, folks. But my love for God, is so incredible that I'm willing to call you out on your bad behavior. Even if you listen or not, even if I get one view on a video, who cares? Because in the end, the majority of you are going down the wrong path anyway. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Right? Do you really believe that you think I need validation from y'all? Do you really think I need your validation? When I know the sun is literally giving you the life that you have. The light that's shining on you is keeping you alive. But I know that being. I know him personally. So what do you think I think? You think I care about what y'all think? Going over to my website, thinkbehavior.info, pick up the book for the people who are trying to be enlightened. Okay? You can get that book on Amazon. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, right? And for those of you who get it, and have a good day. I'm going to say something nice, right? Some of you don't like to hear what I say because it bothers your feelings, but this is who you are as people. Everything bothers you, right? You're egomaniacs, and so this is why you're going to be destroyed. You just don't even get it. Okay, you got some time right now, but I'm just showing you. You guys have a nice day.